Yun lang sa ano, kasi di ba yung budget ng PhilHealth, they are asking for another, I think about 76 billion ba for next year para sa subsidy. Ano to, dapat ba silang bigyan considering na hindi nga nila ginamit itong 89 billion kaya pinalipat ng DOF from PhilHealth napunta sa National Treasury, Senator?
Well, yan po yung ating busisiin itong budget. We'll start already plenary debates no, on Wednesday, next week yata. So, PhilHealth has to answer all of this. No? Why are they asking for subsidy? And then, magdedeklara sila. Diba? I think the Senate or we will be willing to give subsidy as long as kailangan talaga. Kung kinulang sana talaga, para lang at least makagaan ito ron sa mga beneficiaries or patients no that are in need, then we are most willing. But now parang they will be asking for subsidy, they will declare that there is excess. Parang hindi consistent di ba? Ba't ka pahingi ng subsidy, magde-declare ka tapos hindi mo gagamitin for the implementation of Universal Healthcare Act. So, they really have a lot of explaining to do. Talagang malaki ang responsibility ng PhilHealth being the primary agency tasked to implement the UHC. Ang gandang batas ng UHC. No? Kaya lang, people have to rely on other programs. MAIP, Malasakit, dapat sana kung nandun na yun sa kung malaki-laki ang sinasagot ng PhilHealth, dapat hindi natatakbo kung saan-saan ang mga pasyente, no? Yun nga yung iniiwasan natin Yung pumipili doon sa PCSO, sa PAGCOR, sa politiko. Yun ang gusto natin mawala. Na dapat pag na-hospital, automatic nandun na. Nakabawas na o nandun na yung assistance sa gobyerno, dapat ramdam na.
Okay, Aaron.
Good morning, Sen. Sen, Aaron po from SMNI. Sen, being the primary author po ng Universal Healthcare Law, meron na po ba kayong naisip na particular provision na maaari ninyong idagdag or baguhin just to compel the PhilHealth na yung mga assistance po nila ay mas maramdaman ng mga Pilipino?
Well, there's kasi sa law, we are, even if we are authors, we are not health experts. That's why we in the law, there is what you call the Health Technology Assessment Council. These are panel of experts, public health practitioners, specialists. Sila yung mas nakakaalam kung ano yung dapat. They will determine the benefits, kung magkano ang dapat na ibigay, yung case rates, no? Mas alam po nila ito kaysa sa amin. So, anong ginawa nila in the past 4-5 years of implementation? 'Di ba? Sasabihin ni PhilHealth kasi ito lang yung case rate, dito lang sila pumasok. Dapat si HTAC ang nag-ayos noon. DOH and PhilHealth, no? Sila yung nag-usap-usap. Dapat pag merong na-hospital na ganito, complicated, dapat isama na, 'di ba? Minsan ang bigat 500,000, sasabihin nila ito lang yung pwedeng ibigay. Parang ang labo 'di ba? Kasi ito lang yung pumasok. So, nagkulang talaga sila. So that's why I would want, hopefully when we resume, I know it's budget season already, I would like the oversight function na mag-ano na natin, gamitin natin oversight function natin on the implementation of UHC so that we can determine sino ba nagkulang, si HTAC ba, si PhilHealth ba, DOH, sino ba nagkulang sa mga agencies, no? So there's still time. But we have a lot of catching up to do. Kasi nasa 5th year na tayo, dapat ramdam na ito So may natutulog dito. It's either HTAC or PhilHealth. Again, hindi ang National Health Insurance, alam naman natin ang insurance kung makakataka sa mga claims para tumaas yung profit, 'di ba? Ganoon naman, yun na ng private. Hindi tayo private. PhilHealth is public, no? Again, reminder, pag gobyerno ka, kung may pondo ka, dapat yan hindi savings. Ginagastos yan para sa serbisyo. Ganun ako, mula nung mayor ako, talagang hindi natin pagmamalaki dapat na may surplus tayo, dapat yan ginagastos for services.
Sir, may patanong lang. Ay, meron ka pa, Aaron? No more.
Ano lang po sana, sir? Meron po ba silang, kumbaga, parang, meron po ba silang yearly report, like, po ba silang yearly reports Sen, kung paano nakakaapekto sa kanilang yung UHC? Like kung paano nila yung nagagastos nila for the UHC?
Well, kasi pag merong hearing, investigation, si PhilHealth President, ang ganda ng parang very rosy, no? Kinikwento niya lahat ng benefit packages, parang nagawa nila, nasa batas yun eh. Yung Z benefit packages, yung complicated diseases, no? Yung mga, nag-level up naman talaga. Halimbawa, for kidney transplant, may 600,000, open heart bypass, 500,000, breast cancer from 150 to 200,000, pag severe pneumonia, 300,000. Nag-level up naman talaga yung packages, pero bakit hindi nyo binibigay? Di ba? Ang daming lumalapit sa amin, nakikita ko, siyempre, nakaka-lungkot, nakaka-frustrate, dapat sinasagot nyo. Kung 30%, 40%, ang laking bagay na sana, much more kung kalahati man lang masagot nyo. Kung ang sarap, siguro, ang sarap ng pakiramdam nung mga kababayan natin, kahit papano, yung pinapasa nila, sinagot ng PhilHealth, ng gobyerno ng kalahati, no? Or majority. And that's the intent of the law. Kaya nga, sino ba natulog dito? Di ba? Sino natulog dito? Sa HTAC ba? Si PhilHealth? Na hanggang ngayon, struggling pa rin ang mga nauospital. Yan nga yung intent niyan. Kaya nga, one of the reasons that I push for this law, in my experience as a local chief executive, nung mayor ako, na nakikita natin yan, sa pag-ikot ko sa barangay, nauubos ang ipon, hirap na hirap, nasasanla lahat na kababayan natin pag merong na-ospital, lalo na kung komplikado, may nagda-dialysis, may cancer. Napakabigat talaga ng medical expenses. That's why this is really an ambitious measure, but we tried. No? We are trying to make it work. No? Kaya naman to kung magtutulog-tulog, kung hindi tutulog-tulog si HTAC at si PhilHealth. No? Aside from PhilHealth's revenues from the members, yung sin taxes, no, na revenue will be used for indigents, for PWDs and senior citizens. So mako-cover sila na dahil dito. At yung subsidy pa kung kukulangin pa. So there is no reason for PhilHealth and HSAC not to cover everything kasi nga lahat we made sure that bases are covered. Ayaw naman natin ipasa itong UHC, Universal Healthcare, ang ganda pakinggan, kung walang funding. Di ba? We made sure that there is adequate funding. Ambitious, pero I think it can be done. So, dapat lang, hindi sila tutulog-tulog. May tutulog-tulog dito So, they have to be answerable for this.
So sir, from Mean Los Baños, na-mention nyo kasi na instead of filing Senate resolution, seeking Senate inquiry, oversight na lang. So magkakahiring daw ba or mag-investigate sa UHC implementation para malaman sino ang hindi nagpe-perform? Kung magkakandak ng hearing kailan? After the budget deliberation daw po ba?
Yun nga, magsisimula na kasi yun ang problema sa plenary budget debates would start already Wednesday. So, kaya lang, babudget, dapat din natin tignan kung how the agencies are performing. So, tignan natin, baka even during the budget debates in the course, pwede rin po natin sigurong tignan yung accountability and performance ng PhilHealth and other agencies that is tasked to implement the UHC.
Pero kung tapos na yung budget, sir, yung oversight nyo, magkakandak, papatawag kayo ng hearing?
Oh, definitely, because we do not want a repeat of this again. No? Na magde-declare ka ng excess funds, gayong dami pa rin hirap na hirap magbayad, parang may mali doon. Hindi parang, mali talaga yon. So we do not want a repeat of that. That's why we would like to conduct an investigation. If not, pag-isipan natin o yung oversight functional na natin on the implementation of the UAC.
RG, okay na? Okay. Raymond and then Nympha.
Sir, doon lang sa sense of urgency dahil, di ba, it's for the poorest of the poor itong PhilHealth funds. Pero, ang tagal na naglabas ng TRO, January 2025 po yung oral argument. So parang, di ba dapat medyo mas bilisan para the earlier na ma-resolve ito, much better for the members sana.
Well, definitely. But again, we just have to kung ano na to it's judiciary, nasa kamay na yun ng judiciary. We cannot influence that, no? We have to respect the co-equal branch of of government, no? Nasa kanila po eh. But I'm hoping that it will be resolved very soon. Again, para for the benefit of the members. Kasi nga, sana mahabol pa natin na yung whatever we can save para nga mas magastos ito sa mga beneficiary, no? Lalo na ngayon sa mga pasyente. Ang concern ko talaga, which is really bothering me, yung pong mga lumalapit sa opisina, those are who are seeking assistance to pay for their medical bills. So, syempre nakakalungkot, di ba? Dapat by now, ramdam na po yan. So, yun, sana kung masave pa natin para ma-prioritize natin yung mga beneficiaries.
Sir, kanina sa interview, just forgot the name of the lawyer, lady lawyer ng Department of Finance. They are insisting kasi na hindi naman daw yung premiums o contributions yung affected, kundi ito yung government subsidy. At may sapat naman daw pa rin na pondo na maiwan ang PhilHealth to finance or to pay for the hospitals.
Well, kasi po, yung UHC fund, iisa na lang po yan. Whether it's the members, galing po sa membership subsidy, yung pong subsidize din natin sa indirect contributors, which are the senior citizens, PWDs, and yung indigents, yung mga walang kapasidad, isang pondo na lang yan eh. No? Yun po yung galing sa Syntaxes, PAGCOR, PCSO funds, sinama na nga na po natin yan for one universal healthcare fund. So, unahin muna natin. Again, it's PhilHealth's fault. Si DOF, hindi mo masisiyan, naghahanap ng pondo yan to fund the priority programs of the administration or government. So, si PhilHealth talagang may ano rito, may sala. Ba't kayo magdedeklara ng excess funds? Ngayon, napakarami pa ang dapat bayaran, dami pang dapat na bigyan ng assistance. Again, not until we are satisfied na wala nang nahihirapan magbayad sa hospital bills. Pag hospital din, bayad na. Eh ngayon, hirap na hirap pa rin eh. Di ba? Eh 500,000, sasagutin mo 12,000. Eh di pag, saan nila bubunuin yung almost 300 or more 400,000 pa? Di ba? Eh dapat yung konti na lang ang binubuno nila. Dapat sinasagot natin yung malaki. So, unahin muna natin. Dapat wala nang nahihirapan na magbayad ng bills bago natin ideklara na meron tayong savings or excess funds.
Okay, Nympha.
Morning, sir. Sir, sabi ng PhilHealth, parang susog dun sa tanong ni Raymond kanina. Sabi ng PhilHealth, sir, by the end of the year, may 500 million pesos silang excess fund. And then next year, magkaka-income pa sila ulit, sir, from the contribution ng members, although bababaan, sir, dun sa UHC law, di ba? So, kung meron pa silang ganung pondo, pabibigyan nyo pa ba ng subsidy na more than 70 billion pesos?
Well, that will be subject to our sa debates. So, tignan natin ano yung rationale nila for asking for subsidy kung they are proud enough to say that there's enough fund, reserve funds of 400, 500 billion, excess funds of 90 billion. Nasaan napunta? Di ba? Bakit natin pinagmamalaki yung laki ng savings? So, dapat yung ginagastos. Again, we are not a private corporation. Paulit-ulit ako. Hindi natin kailangan ng savings, hindi natin kailangan ng excess funds. Kailangan natin sagutin yung mga nau-hospital, sagutin yung medical expenses, sagutin yung annual check-ups, no? Yung konsulta, hindi rin alam ng taong bayan. Hindi ko alam kung ano lang eh. Not everybody knows about the UHC na yung mga benefits nito na meron silang annual check-up, no? Preventive side na pinapalakas. Ano ba yan? Sinasadya yung hindi mag-information campaign para hindi gamitin? Di ba? So, yan yung mga dapat natin tignan. Kasi kulang sa information campaign eh. Even our OFWs, kaya nagkaroon ng uproar nun. Nung nagtaas ng benefits, hindi nila alam na yung buong pamilya nila, sagot na dapat ng PhilHealth. It's really information campaign and information dissemination.
Sir, pwede kayong mag-decide na hindi nabigyan ng subsidy next year. Sir, kasi kung 70 billion, pwede sa flood control projects.
Yes. Kaya nga meron tayong plenary debates eh. So, bubusisiin natin lahat. And they have to answer habang wala pa yung investigation or oversight committee that will be convened because of the budget. So, they have to answer. No? Bakit sila naghihingi ng subsidy? Gayong nagdeklara sila na napakalaking savings.
And then, sir, may TRO pero na-transfer na yung 60 billion pesos. So, dun ba sa hearing na ipatatawag ninyo o gusto nyo ipatawag, titingnan kung na-use up na yung 60 billion para kung merong hindi pa nagagamit, ibalik
Yes,
sa PhilHealth?
of course, we'll look into that, no? Kung ano yung pwede nating maisalba pa for the benefit of the members, then we will try, no? I think siguro lalo Secretary Recto would understand, no? Kasi po siya po ang author nito, eh. Siya ay one of principal author, in fact, siya po yung una nag-file nito ng Universal Healthcare Act, no? And I think that hindi naman ho niya pababayaan ang implementation to. He will understand that why we are trying to save PhilHealth's fund for the benefit of the members, no? Kasi kami yung nagtulong dito, eh. Ako po yung nag-defend sa floor, but marami ring authors nito who would want the success of the PhilHealth. Gusto nila makita yung success ng Universal Healthcare Act, no? Through PhilHealth's proper implementation.
Isa na lang, may specific recommendation ba kayo na palitan si PhilHealth President Ledesma?
Well, nagsalta na ako noon, eh. They better shape up, no? Kasi siyempre nakakaano, eh. Ako, personally, I feel bad. I feel frustrated. Nagmamalaki natin, meron tayong Universal Healthcare Act. Di ba? Ang gandang pakinggan. Pero kung hanggang ngayon, hirap pa rin yung mga kababayan natin magbayad, parang hindi nararamdaman, syempre napapahiya ka na-frustrate ka na dapat ngayon ramdam na. More than napapahiya. Gusto ko nararamdaman na ito ng ating mga kababayan, eh. Di ba? So, syempre, nakakaano lang na pinagmamalaki natin yung profit, yung margin, yung savings, pero ang dami namang hirap. So, mukhang mali ng pananaw si Mr. Ledesma and PhilHealth officials na dapat meron tayong savings. Hindi tayo private corporation. Mas maging proud ka kung lahat ng nangangailangan, those who are seeking assistance, nabigyan mo ang karamihan. Mas nakagaan. Dapat mas proud tayo doon more than having excess funds.
Okay. Sir, do you have somebody in mind to replace PhilHealth President Ledesma?
Wala naman akong maisip pa rin ngayon, but siguro talagang dapat to may actuarial knowledge, no, kasi insurance to, but more than the finance side, knowledge of finance, actuarial, again, dapat meron ding for health, eh, no, kasi public service ito, eh. So hindi lang lahat numbers, hindi lang lahat profit, kailangan meron ding side niya for dapat makover ang ating mga kababayan, no? Dapat yun yung maging priority nila. Mas proud kayo dapat na na-servisyo lahat na yung out-of-pocket expense, kung 45% ngayon, kung maibaba natin ng 30% pa yan, doon natin masasabi na successful tayo.
Sir, nagpo-float yung name of a certain Albert Domingo. Do you know him, sir?
Yusek Domingo of Department of Health. He used to be with the World Health Organization as well. I worked with him during when I defended the Universal Healthcare Act. Siya po that time nasa WHO pa siya. So together with advocates, nakasama po natin si now Yusek Albert Domingo. And din siya, talagang advocate yan and talagang really passionate about the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Act.
And do you think he is qualified to become PhilHealth President?
I think in terms of yung sa aspeto ng health services, galing ng WHO, nag-USEC ng DOH, nandun. Pero kailangan din natin ng finance person, no, to make sure that the funds are managed well, yung actuarial knowledge, no. Hirap yun, eh. Ako, hindi ko rin maintindihan yung maganyan. So, kailangan natin yung mga taong may actuarial background and financial experts as well. So, dapat it's a team, no? Dapat kung nandiyon yung PhilHealth team, kung maganda, maayos. Tapos yung HTAC, Health Technology Assessment Council, to decide on the case rates, benefits. There's no reason for the UHC not to work.
Okay, other issue na tayo. As chairman ng Committee on Local Government, sir, have you watch the hearing of Senate Blue
Hindi ka
Ribbon
magre-report
Subcommittee.
sa Geneva. Mamaya na.
Mamaya. O sige sir, doon
Oh,
sa inyong
nice.
ginawang pag-attend sa IPU, ano yung magandang napag-usapan?
Well, being I was tasked by the Senate President to be the head of delegation of the Senate. Dapat supposedly for the Philippine delegation, no? But Speaker Romualdez also went, no? In the last minute. So by protocol, of course, he will be the head of delegation. But siguro maganda lang doon. I'm proud to say that it's my first time to attend the IPU. But nandun ako sa ASEAN Plus 3 Forum, I told myself na let's make it worthwhile, no? Na hindi naman masayang yung pamasahin natin lahat. So I reiterated the Philippine position on the West Philippine Sea in the presence of China. Nandun, nakikinig, siguro nakita niyo sa post ko, that we do not want war. We want to exhaust all diplomatic means. But sabi nga we speak softly but we carry a big stick, no? Habang we are exhausting diplomatic means, we are dapat on our side we are trying to also to work on our defense. So yung dapat magkaroon tayo ng minimum credible defense posture, inaayos din natin. Kumbaga I'll took advantage of that forum because as I mentioned, we have to exhaust all diplomatic means sa United Nations, itong interparliamentary forum, hopefully to the parliamentarians, magkaroon ng resulto, hopefully the ASEAN countries which are being harassed also or intimidated by China's expansionism, hopefully we can band together and prevent this further expansionism and intimidation. So at least nagsalta po ako sa forum, no? And reiterated our country's position that we will fight for our sovereignty, we will fight for our Coast Guard, Navy personnel, and more importantly, the fishermen, no? Na ipaglalaban natin and our sovereignty.
So sir, after nyo i-share yun dun sa forum, may mga nakuha kayong support from other participants, from other countries?
Well, at least nailabas po naman natin po yun doon. They are more concerned doon sa current conflict na no? Yung mga Ukraine, sa Gaza. But at least, hopefully, in the next forum, sabi ko nga, we have to talk about it already and prevent it from happening. Na wala pang conflict, wala pa raw conflict, pero dapat pag-usapan na. So, sa next year, because it will be, I'm sure it will be already hopefully, it will be part of the agenda already, itong problem in the West Philippine Sea, Indo-Pacific area.
So sir, ano yung advantage nun? Ano yung nag-gain natin dun sa forum na yun? Na iparating lang natin yung stand dito sa conflict sa West Philippine Sea?
Well, of course, syempre si China would sumagot din sila that yung region daw natin harmonious. Of course, ang inaan nila yung pagpasok ng Estados Unidos na yun lang daw ang nagtutulak magkaroon ng gulo rito. It's not that, no? We are standing on our ground because we're fighting for our territorial integrity and sovereignty, no? Hindi tayo nagpapagamit. It's not about the United States, it's not about the superpowers sa conflict, no? Tayo tumatayo, protecting our and standing on our sovereignty. So we just reiterated that stand at katatapos ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos doon sa Laos, no? Sa ASEAN. So ni-reiterate ko lang din yung kanya pong naging position doon.
Sir, as Chairman ng Committee on Local Governments and bilang dating San Juan Mayor, would you like to comment on what former President Duterte has said dun ho sa Senate hearing? Ang sabi niya, ang imperfections o problema sa illegal drugs o sa war on drug nasa mga local government units dahil hindi daw nakikiisa ang mga mayor. Hindi daw mawawala ang illegal na droga kung may mga mayor mismo ang sangkot dahil laging pera ang habol o kaya naman daw ay natatakot labanan ng illegal drugs dahil ayaw ng gulo at ang target lang ay re-elections.
Well, of course, hindi dapat pwedeng i-tolerate yung ganun kung talagang totoo nga po yun, no? Public officials should never be involved in drug trade or tolerate drug trade, no? As former mayor, of course, galit din naman tayo dyan, no? Wala tayong patawad, no? No negotiation when it comes to drug cases, pushers, kahit may lumapit, hindi natin pinagbibigyan. But of course, we do not condone extrajudicial killings, no? Hindi naman natin yan condone. But like him or not, just like to yung pong pag-take na responsibility ni Pangulong Duterte for the actions of his administration, kumbaga inako niya lahat Sabi niya, I am responsible. Wala siyang tinuro. So, subject of debates whether yung kanila pong diskarte tama o mali, no? Yung mga revelations during that hearing, it's up already to the DOJ and other concerned agencies on how they will process if there is already enough basis for the filing of cases. Sabi nga ni former President Duterte, they file the cases, no? So let us it's time to let our justice system take its course, no? Let DOJ, other concerned agencies do its job, no? Na nasa kanilang bola nasa kanilang kamay na po 'yon. But again, sabi ko nga, like him or not, no, subject of debates, yung diskarte po ni Pangulong former President Duterte. But again, yung yung pag-ako niya for responsibility, yung kumbaga the buck stops with me. At least hindi siya nagturo ng iba, no? Sabi niya, he'll be answerable. No, yun lang ang nakita kong naging para sa akin, still commendable na at least hindi ka nagturo ng iba, no? Na
Sarili na lang.
you took on the inako mo yung responsibilidad. Sabi niya akong responsable dito.
Na-shock ba kayo, sir, dun sa mga admission ng dating Pangulo? At do you think incriminating yung kanyang mga admission dahil under oath nga yung lahat ng sinabi niya?
Well, sinasabi naman niya yan lagi no, sa mga speeches niya, lalo nang siya po ang Pangulo. So, ngayon lang, under oath. No? That's the difference. So, again, it's subject of debates whether incriminating or not. Again, sabi ko nga, let our justice system function, take its course. Nandun na po yun, nasa DOJ and other agencies na po yun, yung appreciation nila, whether there is basis already to file cases or not.
Sir, do you have any concern dun sa sinasagawang parallel investigation ng Senate sa war on drugs? Kasi dun sa first hearing, may isang pulis na nag-akusa na parang inudyukan lang siya or pinressure para ikumpirma yung sinabi ni Garma na may reward money involved dun sa mga dun sa pagpatay ng mga drug suspect. So, may mga inaakusahang kongresista. So, may nakikita bang concern dito sa parallel investigation?
Siguro I would agree with siguro sabi ni minority leader, mukhang wala nang susunod, no? I think they already are satisfied with with all the information that they got.
Meron pa daw, sir.
Kung meron o wala, ako personally, I think, kung if we can cut it short, no? We all know for a fact, reality is that if it's a Senate or a House investigation, it's politically charged. Hayaan na natin yung mga concerned agencies to do their work with all the information and the facts that have been discovered noong nakarang hearing. So, mas maganda kasi ako personally na nakakalungkot ang aga ng political tawag nito. Bickerings, napakaaga, naaga ng bangayan. We cannot move forward As much as possible, I do not want to get to dip my hands into it, kasi trabaho na lang tayo, daming problema. Dito lang sa UAC implementation, ang dami pa nating mga dapat infrastructure na dapat natin maghabol. Ang dami nating problema and all of these political bickerings are not helping on our direction, Nakakagulo Ang aga, kalahati pa lang ng wala pa tayo sa half of term. Nagsimula na yung political. Kung siguro 1 year before katanggap-tanggap sayang yung productive year sana natin. Di bali na yung 1 year na political bickerings, at least may 5 years tayong productive. Ngayon, 2.5 pa lang. Nagsimula na. Nangihinayang ako. Kaya nga, as much as possible, I do not want to get involved in this political squabble, political bickerings, because there's still a lot of challenges, a lot of problems that need to be addressed.
Pero sir, naniniwala naman kayo na dapat matulungan yung mga victims ng allegedly EGK na matulungan silang makahanap ng hustisya.
Well, definitely. Lahat naman ng lahat ng those who are oppressed nga, sabi nga, those dapat mas talagang tulungan natin, no? Bigyan ng yung mga naapi o yung mga talagang walang kalaban-laban, yun talagang dapat tulungan, and they deserve to be given justice as well.
Pero yung first hearing is enough na, sir? Do you think nag-gather na nila lahat ng kinakailangang informations dun sa mga naging testimonya ng dating Pangulo?
Again, let the agencies already do their work, no? Nasa kanila na po 'yon. I think marami naman tayong information na nakuha na, no? Kasi ayoko nang makialam talaga din sa gantong ang dami pang problema UHC lang. I have my hands full already, kaya I do not want to dip in my hands into other issues na hot issues, kahit na hot issues na siguro napansin nyo, minsan nag-attend ako, minsan hindi, because there's still a lot of things that needs to be done, no? For one of the reasons na gusto kong bumalik sa Senate, yung implementation ng UHC, yung pong infrastructure na naghahabol tayo. So happen ako rin ang magdi-defend ng DOTR na that's very close to my heart, no? Infra development. So we are already entering the budget season, plenary debate. So magiging busy na po tayo dito, kaya hopefully matapos kaagad itong mga investigation, no, that are syempre magiging politically charged if it will come in the Senate. So trabaho na muna tayo, ang dami pang problema . So
Okay.
marami pa tayong challenges that we need to be addressed.
Last two questions kasi may flight pa si sir. Okay, Nympha.
Sir, clarify lang yung panawagan ninyo na tapusin na yung investigasyon, pareho Senate and Kamara.
We don't, para sa akin, na tayo, trabaho na muna tayo. Ayoko naman, there's interparliamentary courtesy. I do not want to impose on the other house, no? That's their prerogative. Pero siguro sa akin, I think even Senate President Cheese said na ayaw din niyang magtagal itong mga ito, ayaw niyang mag-drag on, no, yung mga ganitong issue, because there's a lot of work to be done. By Wednesday, na tayo, budget season. So hopefully matapos na itong mga ibang issues or topics, no? Mag-concentrate tayo sa the budget, because more than half of our job is itong budget season, no? Na make sure that priority programs are funded, and pagbusisi ng mga programa o yung mga nakaraang performance din ng mga agencies.
Okay, and then last mula kay Meanos Baños ng TV5. Sabi niya, sir, follow-up dun sa panawagan yung palitan na si PhilHealth President Ledesma, now o end of the year pa, at i-assess daw ba muna sino ang natutulog sa UHC implementation bago hilingin ang pagsiba kay Ledesma?
Immediate kasi nakakalingkot, kasi bakit ang kasalanan po nila, pinagmalaki nila na meron excess funds sa PhilHealth, no? Just to please our economic managers, the administration, pagpapasikat ka na wow, ang laki na excess funds na maiko-contribute mo for priority programs, gayong ang daming hirap na hirap magbayad ng hospital bills, then you are not a successful president of PhilHealth. Kasi nga, nagpasikat ka, may excess funds ka, pero ang dami namang hirap. Diba? So, immediately, kinakailangan magkaroon revamp, kailangan umayos ang PhilHealth. Kailangan ang natin dito, we are not after change, hindi naman tayo gusto natin magkaroon pagbabago basta-basta. Kailangan immediately maramdaman ng beneficiaries ng taong bayan, no? Filipinos who are members of PhilHealth automatically, dapat maramdaman kaagad nila itong PhilHealth na nandyan for the implementation of Universal Healthcare Act.
Okay, no more? On that note, thank you so much, Senator J.V.
Thank you.
Ejercito, and have
Mga ka-netizens, kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe, maaari pang mag-subscribe ka na. Malaking tulong na po ito para sa akin. Maraming salamat!